And welcome to this week's edition of the Bandit Room. This is a post-COVID iteration of what was previously known as the Bandit Room. We're still calling it the Bandit Room. We've got a few folks here. My name's Charles, joined here by Aggie, Caleb, our sound engineer, and our guest today,
Christina.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
All right. So we at Span Enterprises, we were running a little show, the Bandit Room, for a little while. Ran it for a couple of years there, and eventually, we got a little overwhelmed with the things that we were doing. We're accomplishing a lot of big things. We're still accomplishing a lot of big things, but we're forcing ourselves to sit down and make this podcast happen. Since then, we've moved to a brand new office. We've got a huge team now. You've got a lot better equipment here.
And a dedicated podcast room.
Dedicated podcast room. Yeah, there you go. Take it away. So,
and a new sound engineer.
Sound engineer. Caleb's with us. He wasn't here for the last iteration.
Right.
That's true.
Welcome, Caleb.
You want to talk about what this is going to be?
Well, what I think we need to focus on, especially for this podcast room, there's so many podcasts out there focusing on so many things. There are some crazy people, talking about crazy stuff. I don't want us to kind of wander into that area or be specific to any one topic, but let's just keep it to more what's happening now, what's happening around us, what's really affecting us, what's really affecting our clients. Let's focus on that, and along the way we find some experts who want to focus on one topic that could be more beneficial to somebody else outside. Fine, we can do that, but I think we just need to keep it more to stuff that's happening around us. Well, on that note, let's talk about Carolina Panther and our hometown here.
Yeah. So if people are not aware, if you're not from this area or following Panthers news, things like that, the Carolina Panthers decided a couple of years ago that they were going to make Rock Hill, South Carolina, their official headquarters. Now, Rock Hill, of course, Football City, USA. We've got a major history of very successful high school football programs here. I think it's more NFL players have come out of Rock Hill than nearly any other town in America. So they were happy to jump on this project to really make themselves known as the football city. Construction started. A lot of stuff going on. A lot of steel beams going up over there at the site.
I believe it was 2019 when the whole thing started.
Right.
After David Tepper bought the team.
Right.
From Richardson, and I've seen the whole master plan. I thought it was going to be great with the headquarters, training facility, hospital, more focus on medical, sports medicine, shopping center, restaurants, bars, and all this stuff. So we're pretty excited, and it was going to be like a couple of miles from our office. So that was pretty exciting, which will definitely boost tourism here and boost will support the local businesses here. Pretty exciting stuff. So David Tepper had a press conference today. This was his first press conference since 2020, and I'll listen to it a little bit here and there, but he did not address the situation. His team came out and said that the city of Rock Hill has not fulfilled their commitment, so we are going to stop construction. And then right after that, what we heard was they were stopping construction. And the city of Rock Hill did a press conference, and they said they have fulfilled all their commitments that they were required to. And then basically the construction stopped.
Yeah, I mean, do we know why Tepper's pulling? Like, if that's what's going on, why is he pulling out? Do we know?
I don't know. There's some rumors that he's going to move the training facility to Pittsburgh. I don't know. There's
he's going to completely uproot it.
Right.
I mean, I think the reason that he quoted was that the Rock Hill wasn't doing something with bonds related to highway construction, something about putting the exit on the interstate that Rock Hill was supposed to completely.
I don't think that's true because we drive by there every day. I mean,
right.
There's exit in construction right now. I mean, you can see that. Things are happening. No, I went to the mayor's meeting this morning, and they didn't really talk about it, but I was talking to other old school people from here, and everybody's in the understanding that the city has done everything that they were supposed to do as per the contract. So
it feels like they're just both releasing sort of like press releases about what's going on. It feels like that's how they're communicating. It seems like Tepper's people are saying Rock Hill's not doing their part, we're going to quit. And the city, a little bit later,
city's saying we've done our part.
Yeah.
So and now there's a press release coming out, I believe, where the city has gone into more detail about what all things they have done as per the requirements. I just, from my perspective, I believe that the city was a bit slower in responding to whatever Tepper's team was saying or doing.
That's true. They did not put something out immediately.
Correct.
It was Tepper's folks have been totally controlling the narrative on this.
Correct.
So they were the ones who initiated this whole thing. Rock Hill took a bit to respond.
Right.
My initial thoughts were, oh man, that's a shame that Rock Hill didn't uphold their part of it. That's the way I thought of it.
Yeah, even my friends from other states, they were like, what's happening with your town?
Right.
You guys are not paying your bills. Well, I said, dude, that's not the story.
Right.
But the narrative was coming more from Tepper's people than from the city of Rock Hill. The initial conversation should have been coming from both sides rather than just one-sided, and that's why nobody really has a good understanding of what's really going on.
It kind of feels to me like this is something that Tepper's people, whoever it is, are using this to, I don't know, gain leverage or renegotiate things. I mean, it seems like he's trying to get a better deal than what he already got.
I don't know, but if that's the case, then I'm ready to take a full-page ad on the Charlotte Observer to tell the city of Rock Hill's story.
Yeah. Well, I mean, somebody has to do it because they're not doing it enough.
Right.
They're not doing it
I
themselves.
think they need to push back some more rather than just being very professional about it. It's like we're not going to respond back.
Right,
as
because
they want us to.
the narrative is forming. You know,
Yep,
I mean,
yep,
like if
yep.
you just follow it through, like you said, not from here directly, you're just seeing it, a story about how this deal is falling through because the city, isn't doing their part. And then that's all you hear. That's all you know.
Yep. So let's get a full-page ad copy ready to go. So
tell the story. Let's get the real truth here.
I think we need to talk some more about this on the next week's podcast because we need to come up with some more dates and numbers of what all things have happened, more timeline of it. And I believe from what I've heard, there's a press release coming out soon from the city.
All right, that'll do it for our first topic. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with our guest, Christina. Did you know that the IRS now requires all tax-exempt organizations to e-file their 990 tax forms? If you need to file a 990, check out expresstaxexempt.com, the quickest and easiest way to e-file your organization's 990 forms. Express Tax Exempt offers interview-style and form-based processes to accommodate 990 experts and newcomers alike. Plus, they make it easy to attach any required schedules, share the return with others in your organization for review, and they even offer live customer support. So go to expresstaxexempt.com now for the easiest 990 e-filing option.
And we're back with a guest. We'll get to that in just one moment. Now, recently, a few days ago, I noticed there was a new vehicle in the parking lot, Aggie. I saw a new Jeep sitting out there. I believe it looked similar to the other company vehicles that we had for Span Enterprises.
It's white.
It's white.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like it had a similar sticker to the one on the truck that I have through the company there. So
It's from Abernathy, Ram, Dodge, Jeep. I believe that's what it is. I bought 4 or 5 vehicles from them. Fantastic family-run business. They've been extremely good to us. So I'm just going back to them every time I'm in the market for a new truck or a car.
fantastic. And tell us about this new vehicle.
Miss Amber Tab, who just completed 8 years with Span, and even though we started the tradition of buying a vehicle with you, but that was for 10 years, I think since we are doing...
It's the inflation rate. The inflation rate. It's like 20% now.
Doing better, now compared to 2 years ago, so we can upgrade everyone to like a 7-year or 8-year time for a vehicle.
That's how it goes.
So I was asking Amber what does she want? She wants a truck or whatnot, and she said Jeep, I guess, because she's close friends with our guest here today.
That's right.
And
our in-house Jeep expert,
Jeep expert
of the Carolinas.
Of the Carolinas.
She is, and I've been hearing a ton, like every day since this Jeep was purchased, about this thing called ducking. Have you guys heard about this?
Ducking?
I feel like Christina knows.
You're saying it right? Ducking?
Ducking.
Okay.
With the D.
Yeah. You're not censoring yourself.
Do I need to beep this out?
You're not leaving this. So, okay, sorry. So to introduce our guest, now that we're 20 minutes in, Christina is here. Product manager, Tax Bandits, among many other things. Also, our in-house Jeep expert.
I don't know
Tell
about
us,
expert.
tell us how you came to
but
be. Tell us how that came to be. You recently got your Jeep.
I
What?
did. It's been almost a year now. I got it last July, so it's it's still a little bit new. But my husband has had Jeeps for many years. There are 2 in our shop. And so mine is just the third one for our household.
Did you say 2 of them are in the shop to be fixed?
We have a shop behind our house. It was a requirement for purchasing our house. It had to have a shop with multiple bays. And so his 2 Wrangler Jeeps they currently reside in the shop. He's done the off-roading and stuff with the Jeeps, and so one of them was for that. But anyway, it just was a natural progression for when my old car died to get into the Jeep community. And so the ducking that Caleb has referenced, it's a Jeep community phenomenon. People, we buy rubber ducks with our own money. We keep them in our Jeeps. And as we see other Jeep Wranglers out on the parking lots, we put a duck on your car. And it's a variety of ducks. It's not just, your yellow rubber duck. I got a duck at the grocery store one day. It looks like a superhero girl. She has a ponytail. She has a cape. Amber just got a duck a couple of days ago that looks like Batman.
So she's already gotten a duck.
Yeah, she's already gotten a
and
duck.
You weren't involved.
I did duck her, but it was not the Batman duck. So I have a whole bag. Matt got me like a bag of 50 small ducks, and so I just keep them in the door of my Jeep. And as I see the Jeeps out and about, I just put a little duck on their driver's side door handle so that when they get in, they see it. But somebody put it in her windshield wiper, and so she's going down the road, and all of a sudden she realizes there's a duck. It's on her car.
I think this is a good time for me to admit that it was me who put the Batman duck on her Jeep.
Are you
Really?
serious?
Yeah, very, very seriously.
What?
But you don't even have a Jeep.
So
No,
you're
I know.
part of this too.
This was
So,
the best
I think-
unveiling that could have happened.
I think
It's
he's
actually true. I'm not even making this up.
I think he's just trying to get into some kind of a group, man. He's not in any group. He's like,
You got to
So-
get a Jeep, Caleb. It's the place to be.
So what happened was my brother, months ago, we each bought, totally independent of this, having no idea that ducking was a thing with Jeeps. He bought 2 of them for some reason, and one is on his dashboard, and one was supposed to go on my dashboard, but I can't find a way to get it to stay. So this week, now that I'm aware that ducking is a thing, I was like, I have a duck in my car, and Amber needs ducks. So
she does.
but what I would like to find out, and for many of us here, what is the reason behind it?
Yeah. Where did it start? How long has this been going on?
So in preparation for our wonderful podcast today, I did a small amount of research because I found out when I got a duck and I was here for the nonsense. But I found out that this started in Ontario in 2020. So it's pretty recent. And yeah, it's spread pretty quickly and pretty far. And it's just a way to brighten somebody's day. But people get very serious about it. Not only are they purchasing like rather expensive high quality ducks to just put on people's cars, but they also purchase tags. You can buy tags on Etsy that are shaped like a Jeep Wrangler. People will pick names for either their Wrangler or for their part in the ducking community, and they'll put it on the tag. They'll print it on there. It's attached to the duck when they give it out. So people get very serious. I've seen some on the internet have QR codes on them, but they, the intention is to post on social media about it, to increase the community, and some people will pass along the duck that they received. I don't do that. I want to keep my ducks. I give away other ducks.
You have a collection.
I have a collection. You
So
put them
do
on
you
your dash.
keep like a record of when you received this duck and where you received it?
It has not occurred to me until now, but
Wow.
I suppose I
Christina,
could.
I've known you for a long time. You keep track of everything. How come not?
Well, right now I only have about 3 ducks, and so I feel like that's a pretty easy number to remember. As it continues, I may have to
You
start
think-
keeping a duck log.
Do you think here's an opportunity for us to create a new app to keep track of
Absolutely, it is. It could be the most fun branding. The social media potential is
Okay.
just immense.
All right.
So the ones you give away, are they just like regular ducks, like you bought them in a bag? Okay.
Yep.
Are you doing anything to like customize them? Because that feels like something you would do as well.
The one that I got to begin with, somebody had like drawn a little Jeep grill on it. They had signed it. For Halloween, I made one look like a vampire. So
okay.
it depends on the amount of time I have to put into it
they
at
could-
that day.
So I see the Jeep community, I guess, or the number of Jeeps you see around, it's increasing, it's growing. How do you decide which Jeep are you going to duck?
In my experience, it's really only the Wranglers and the Gladiators, and that
So it's
yeah.
you got an exclusive community within the Jeep community.
Yeah, it is. It is
only
a
Wranglers.
wild time, guys. I can't. There's not enough time. I would have to do so much research because it's Jeep, but then it's the different types of Jeeps, and the Wrangler and the Gladiator tend to be put together because the Gladiator is the truck version of the Wrangler. Like it's very, very similar, and they seem to share the community bond. In my experience, have not seen any ducking with the other types of Jeeps.
You haven't participated in any ducking with any other type.
Is this ducking needs to be done when the owner of the other Jeep is not present?
Correct. I have never gotten a duck while I've been in the Jeep, and I do not duck people if they are sitting in their
Would
Jeep.
that be considered like a breaking the rule
Like a
thing?
faux pas. I think it would just be very awkward. Like what if you either have not heard about the ducking, or if you are very against it for some strong reason, it would be very strange for me to just go up and because I've considered it.
I cannot accept this.
do you when you do this ducking, do you wait around to see the reaction of the person who owns the Jeep when they actually see it?
I haven't. Most of the time it's like when I'm at the grocery store or I got one here one day before Amber even had a Jeep. I don't know where that came from, but
So you?
It was not
It was
me.
not you. Okay.
I wish it was.
Do you have like a specific day of the week or the month, or like on the 15th of every month, I'm going to duck somebody?
I duck very liberally. If you have a Wrangler or a Gladiator and I see you and I'm parked and you're not in your vehicle, you're getting a duck. Those are pretty much all of my requirements.
I know you are a great artist. Are you customizing them, every one of them? Or?
Not every one of them. I really should sit down and put more time into this.
We need you more than ducking.
I didn't mean at work. I meant more on a Saturday. I maybe should sit down and put some thought into the ducks that I'm giving out. But for now, I have a big bag of ducks in my door, and I just
Okay.
That's cool.
You
They
know.
could almost become like collectibles.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, when I say there are different types, you can get Halloween ones and Christmas ones. There are ones with paint on them. There are superheroes and like animals that are not ducks that are made to look like rubber ducks. It's the
This
most
feels
ridiculous.
like something that would have its own different people doing their own like social media accounts for their ducking lifestyle.
I'm sure that they do.
Okay. All right.
And I'm serious. The Etsy product inventory is vast.
Huh.
You can even buy little holders for your ducks because if you're putting them on your dash,
Yeah.
at some point you're going to run into the problem that Caleb has had where it doesn't want to stay. You know, if there are in the Wranglers.
Caleb is not informed about double-sided tape yet.
That was
I'm just gonna let that one go. It's fine.
well. Aside from the double-sided tape, they make a holder, and it's like it looks like it's 3D printed, but it's a bar and it has little like pegs, and you can stick your ducks.
How much do people spend on this activity? Because like on average,
I am a rather cheap ducker. I have not. I have not purchased any like fancy ducks, but I mean people do.
what is a fancy duck?
One that's not just shaped like a rubber duck, like what is it?
Like a Batman duck?
Yes. When she sent me that
So is he
picture,
a fancy ducker?
yes. When he sent me that picture, the first thing I thought of was, man, somebody really spent some money on that to give it away.
But are people allowed to reuse or repurpose ducks from their bathtub once the kids grow up?
Oh, I'm sure that happens.
I'm sure it happens. I don't want to know about it. I think that I don't know. I don't want to use to duck.
You don't want to.
All right, so talk to us about this Jeep Wave.
All right. So the Jeep Wave is, I mean, it's really what it sounds like. Here, you're in the Jeep, you wave at each other, but there are additional, like, there's more levels to it than that.
To go into some more of the Wrangler crowd here, okay, what is the distance by when you're side by side you wave, or you're crossing, going in the opposite direction? What distance they have to be in for you to wave? Do you roll the window down to wave?
I have not rolled the window down. On the rolling the window down note, I have wondered if I ever end up at a stoplight and I'm beside a Wrangler that also has their window down, can I throw a duck into their car and get away with it? Like, can I throw it and leave and be fine? Will I miss? But there's not really a distance from what I've seen. Like, if you can see them, they can see you. You can wave.
So you just wave through without rolling, just wherever you're sitting, and you're hoping they see it.
Well, something about the way the Wranglers are made is you're very, very close to your windshield. I mean, like I can touch it, like it's right there. So you can, and you're up high, and you can see each other pretty well, pretty consistently. But there are different kinds of Jeep Waves. It's not just if you go on Pinterest and you just put in Jeep Waves, people have made little infographics to tell you the name of the Jeep Wave, the type. I feel like they have what it means sometimes. So you can give them a regular wave. You can do a hand on the steering wheel, all 4 fingers up wave. You can do a 1 finger wave, a 2 finger wave. I'm so serious though. It's people have their style of waving and they're very committed to it.
Again, that's only for Wranglers.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that. That's where I'm coming to with this. I have so many feelings about it because when I was looking at getting a Jeep, I was thinking about getting a Renegade. It was a lot more like my previous car, but I really wanted the Wrangler, and I mentioned the Jeep Wave. And Matt, who again, he's had Jeeps for possibly 20 years now, for a very long time, informed me that I should not be expecting any waves if I don't get a Wrangler. And I was very concerned. So obviously I had to get the Wrangler. I can't not be waved at by strangers. So I get the Wrangler and I think, I'm not going to discriminate. I'm going to wave at all of the Jeep people. And so for a couple of weeks, I tried to wave at the people that were not Wranglers, were not Gladiators. They do not look, they do not notice, and they do not wave back, in case anybody was wondering. So I tried to be inclusive. They're not here for it. So it's just the Wranglers, but the Gladiator people do wave back too.
So the Jeep community is a non-inclusive, caste-based system that you only favor those like you.
That's what I'm trying to avoid here. I found out that there is supposed to be a hierarchy to this wave, and that is new to me.
What?
I know. I may have been insulting people this whole time. I don't know. Apparently, you're supposed to let the person that is lower down on the hierarchy wave first. So if you have like a more off-roady Jeep, you're higher up on the hierarchy, so you don't initiate the wave, you wait.
There's a caste system within the caste system, apparently.
Apparently
at
so.
Least this is the etiquette. Yeah.
The etiquette for the caste system.
I see.
Gotcha.
I really, if I see you, I wave at you. Sometimes I'm drinking coffee and I just hold my coffee cup at them and they wave back at me because they know.
So that Jeep I got for Amber, it's a hybrid.
Yes.
It's an electric battery thing built in. So is she considered that, when I say she, that Jeep, where is that in the hierarchy? Is it higher up? Is it lower?
That's an excellent question. I don't know if the electric part of it changes it at all. When you look at the Jeeps, you can tell what they are by looking at their features, because she has, if you notice, she has a hook on the back of her Jeep and it's blue. And her wheels have a little Jeep on all of them and it's blue. And there are all these extra details, and that's because it's like a fancier Jeep to have. It's a cooler Jeep to have, and it's a Rubicon. And the Rubicons they have more of the off-roading stuff, like just from the factory. And so they're just cooler off the bat.
I don't think Amber is going off-roading.
That's okay. You put her at a nice status in the Jeep community, though. They're very popular.
Okay.
You can get stickers that are the size of your hand, and people buy them and they put them on their side mirrors, so that when they're passing, there's just a hand that you see, and it's like the Jeep wave. You're laughing, but I pass like 2 Jeeps every day on the way to work, and
though.
they've
You're
done
waving
it.
at everybody, not just the other Jeeps.
You know what? You're
I
right.
feel like
They're
that's a
not.
problem.
Yeah.
They're breaking the rules again.
I
They're
bet
not selective enough.
The real religious of the Jeep community probably don't like that. Yeah.
How does it make you feel when you're driving by and another Wrangler comes along and waves? Does it make you happy?
Yeah,
Do you feel like, oh
it's,
my God, that's a great thing?
It's like you're a part of something. Like when Amber was trying to figure out if she wanted a Jeep or if she wanted something else, and we were talking about what the Jeep community is, she had asked if it was like Harley Davidson people, because they're very committed to like their vehicle and each other. And I guess it's comparable, because
I did the wave every time I rode, but I never waved to crotch rockets.
You're referring to when you were driving a Harley.
My fat boy, my Harley, yeah. That was part
they're
of
your
it.
people,
Right,
you
but that
know?
was like just a low wave.
Well, that's your motorcycle style wave. Us Jeep people we got to be up in your face with our waves.
Can you imagine giving a duck to another Harley ride?
It may not be received as well. But it's great. It's great. It's like you're a stranger. I don't know you. We're very different people, but we're on the same team here.
So what is next for ducking and waving? Like, what's the next step?
Well, now that Caleb's giving out Batman ducks, I'm really going to have to step up my ducking game. I'm going to have to decorate them. Probably going to have to buy some more festive ducks.
May I just say, if you get the opportunity to throw one into an open window,
yes,
I think you should take it.
I appreciate that.
If you don't, I feel like you're going to be depriving yourself of a little joy.
I think, and
You're gonna
possibly
always think
them
of, like,
from some joy.
Well, we've learned a lot, I will say.
We were just joking about it when we said we'll talk about ducking. Now, there's a whole story behind it. There's a whole community behind it. I think it was great information.
It really was.
You have a whole new app to make out of it. So.
Yeah, we got to figure out ducking and what's next.
Right. Yeah. So, Christina, you'll be coming pretty close to getting a vehicle from Span Enterprises. Would that be another Jeep? Or?
Absolutely, it would.
Totally committed now.
Totally committed. If I have a choice, it's part of me now.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Christina. That was fantastic.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a great episode. Thank you for joining us. Stick around and see what we do next. On that note, about the ducking, what does that remind you of? What does that make you think of? Are you part of another community like that? We referenced the Harley Davidson community. They've got their own thing going on. Are you in the trucking community, something like that? Do you have sort of a sub community within your daily life that you're part of? We'd love to hear from you about it. Thank you.
The Bandit Room is a production of Span Enterprises, located in sunny Rock Hill, South Carolina. We've been developing, supporting, and growing successful IRS e-filing and business management solutions since 2010. Go to spanenterprises.com now to learn more. The views and opinions expressed in the Bandit Room are those of the guests and do not necessarily reflect or state the opinions of Span Enterprises. No information should be considered as tax, legal, or other professional advice.